Hey folks, back again with another Horizon Zero Dawn expansion. Today we're going to be looking at the Soldiers of the Sun expansion, which is based all around the Karja clan. So you can see on the front we have a behemoth, pretty big, awesome machine, and it says core game required and all the usual stuff about times down the side. Let's have a quick look at the back. On the back it says Soldiers of the Sun is an expansion for Horizon Zero Dawn, the board game. Who knew? That takes place deep inside the Karja Sundom. Master the talents of the Karja Noble and the Karja Rogue to discover some of the most unique ways to succeed in your quest for glory, or adorn your hunters with stylish new equipment purchased from the finest Karja merchants. Very cool. So this is a pretty standard expansion. We've got some new machines, and we have some new playable characters, new cards, and new tiles. Right, let's take a look. First of all, instruction manual as always, not going to go through this. Underneath that we have some new tiles, so more grassland sort of tiles, similar to the Heart of the, not Heart of the Nora, the Sacred Lands expansion. You've got some more rivers down here as well, which is pretty cool. Some sort of beachy areas. That one's quite a lot of river on that one actually. So yeah, new tiles, always welcome. And then inside here, we have everything else. Right, let's have a look at the characters. This one here is the Karja Noble. So pretty cool, looking all regal and stuff. They've got like a crown of some description, and they've got a pretty cool looking sword and skirt type thing. So Karja Noble. And then we have the Karja Rogue. He's got some kind of halberd behind his back, holding it in a very strange position. Not entirely sure how that's conducive to good combat, but there we go. That is the Karja Rogue. Then for the machines, it's actually fewer machines than you would normally get because we've got some larger ones. So starting off over here. Here we have the Broadhead, so kind of similar to a Charger, but you know, it's more of a, I say less of a goat, more of a bull perhaps. But yeah, this is a Broadhead and we get 4 of these. Next up, a pretty big guy. This is a Trampler who is pretty awesome. So kind of like a bison, I guess, or like a buffalo. And you get 2 of these and they're pretty weighty, pretty big. If I remember rightly, my one's horn had actually snapped off in transit, so I had to super glue it back on because they're a little bit fragile. And then the final machine is the Behemoth, so a pretty big miniature right here. I don't think it's as big as the Bellowback. In fact, I'm fairly sure it's not as big as the Bellowback, so kind of ironic that he's called the Behemoth, but he's not as big as the others. But he's very hefty because he's very dense. Pretty cool looking design. You only get 1 Behemoth, but that's more than enough. Alright, time to look at some cards. So first of all, we have the machine information. So we have the Behemoth here. Got lots of different parts. Got the force loaders, cargo holder, power cells, and freeze canisters. Pretty cool. 28 HP as well. Then we have the Tramplers. They've got their excavation horns. Pretty nice. I don't know if we've played with this expansion yet. And then we have the Broadhead, which is a much weaker sort of machine enemy. But it's always nice to have more variety, so just the 3 machines in this one. As per usual, we have lots of cards to go through as well. Starting off, we have the Karja Rogue, so his ability is Smooth Talker. At the start of the Merchant step, this hunter may discard 2 salvage cards to gain the Leader token. If this hunter is currently in possession of the Fledgling token, pass it to another player of your choice. So the mentioned in the base game video, but the Leader token and the Fledgling token is how you would decide certain benefits when you're playing the game. So Leader usually goes first, Fledgling usually gets to pick a special, not ability, but sort of event for the mission. And I believe the Leader also gets to purchase from the Merchant first, so that is one of the reasons why they would want to do this. So the Karja Rogue has a halberd, and he also has a sling, and Silk's Light. There's his upgrade path. Then we've got some additional cards down here, lots of abilities that he can use, some ammunition, we've got some freeze bombs over here, Dirty Fighter. Discard 1 glory point to add an additional blue die. I didn't even know you could you could use glory points in such a way. That's pretty cool. Silent Strike, that's to take down some enemies. Hidden Stash, Leftovers, Honor Among Thieves, pretty cool. So that is the Karja Rogue. Next is the Karja Noble, and they have additional funds. Once during each merchant step, this hunter can reduce the cost when purchasing a card by any 1 resource, which is a super good ability to have. And also, interestingly, they also start with 2 metal shards, so the Noble is just rich in general, and they have connections. So Pretty annoying, but pretty awesome. Got Kaja Silk's medium. They actually start with a top warbow with an orange and a black die, so that's pretty fitting that the noble would have some of the best equipment right off the bat. And then they also have a pretty nice looking sword. Here's their upgrade tree, and we have all of their upgrade abilities. Birthright, I like that. Upgraded armor, so they get ancestral armor. I like that they can like inherit armor through leveling up. That's just, it works so well because they're a noble. They have an advantage just because they are noble, just like in real life. And then we got their deck, fire arrows, freeze arrows. Pretty cool. So they have ability arrows instead of basic arrows, so that's pretty cool. Kaja Noble. Next are the machine behaviors. So we have one card for the Broadhead, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4 for the Trampler, so it's pretty nice. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 for the Behemoth as well. Then for the mission maps, we have 4C, 5C, 2C. So C, I assume, means Kaja. So those are the names of the tiles that we've got. So we've got the level 1 tiles, the level 2 tiles, level 3 tiles, and then finally the Hunter's Call, which has a Scrapper and also the Behemoth. Finally, some additional cards for the Merchant as always. So we have Tear Blast arrows. So they seem pretty good. So we've got a few of those. Kaja Blazon Light. More Tear Blast arrows, Kaja Blazon Medium and Blazon Heavy. And then we've got some potions and Resist Fire Weaves as well. So pretty cool. What you could probably do with all of the expansions is take all of the merchant cards and just mix them into the core game box, so that no matter whether you're playing this expansion or not, then you could have these in the deck. But the way we play is one expansion at a time, so I make sure to keep these out, usually because it just makes the merchant step go on for too long, but also just gives you a higher likelihood that you don't get the item that you want. So just something to bear in mind. Anyway, that is all of the merchant cards. So that is the Soldiers of the Sun expansion. Nothing to write home about really. You got some pretty cool machines with the Trampler and the Behemoth, but and also I will say that the Kaja Noble is a pretty interesting character to play as, so there is that as well. But not my favourite expansion, but definitely pretty cool. So anyway, hope you enjoyed this. We'll be looking at another expansion very soon, so thanks for watching.